Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be getting this Honda engine up and running again. I just picked this up off of Facebook for 30 bucks, and the guy said it had been sitting for a couple years, probably has bad gas in it, which I'm sure it does. I took the gas cap off and looked in the tank, and it smells pretty bad. So I know the carburetor is going to need work, but also when I was trying to spin it over to see if it had compression, I noticed the starter isn't catching, so we're gonna have to pull that off and look at that too. But for first, I want to get the carburetor soaking in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then I'll move on to that. So you probably can't see it up here, but there's a wing nut on top of the air cleaner lid. And then another wing nut on top of the air filter itself. This air filter looks pretty bad. Should probably replace that. It's not horrible, but they're cheap. Why not replace it? All right. So up here, oops, I don't know if you can see that right there. 10 millimeter nut or bolt, and then two nuts right here. I'm gonna take those off. Let me get the camera situated. All right. Okay. Slide this out. All right, that hose wasn't supposed to be connected right here, the breather hose from the valve cover, but I don't think it was, or maybe it was just really loose and I didn't notice it. Anyways, this governor spring looks a little funky, a little stretched out. I might need to replace that as well. Hopefully not, but okay, let's pull the little spring off. Okay, now the throttle linkage right here. Pop that off. That just kind of slides in there. Move that off to the side. Move this gasket spacer piece. All right, let me move the camera a bit so you can see. Now there's a fuel line on this side, which I will actually need to clamp off, so when I take it off, it's not going to spill gas everywhere. Now I'm going to use a pair of vice grips. You probably shouldn't do that, but it's the only thing I got right now. They actually make a special pair of pliers that does this without damaging the fuel line, but I don't have those here with me, so gotta use vice grips. I hate these little clamps that they use on here. I'm just gonna kind of try to break it off, put a different style of clamp on there. Okay, fuel line is off. Carburetor is free. Should be free, I hope. Ooh, it's kind of stuck on there with the gasket. I hate when they stay on the carburetor like that. I like when they stick to the engine. It makes it easier to clean the carburetor. I don't have to worry about messing that up. But good. Looks like we got a genuine carburetor here, not some crappy aftermarket one. Okay. Right. What's next? Gonna drain everything out. Not much gas in there. Oof. Can you guys see that? There is lots of junk floating around. Lots of dirt. And oh yeah, that does not look good. That's alright. If I have to, I'll just order a whole kit on Amazon. Pull the float out. It's not full of gas. That's good. I take off the, I think they call it the separator bowl, the water separator, or sediment bowl, something like that. And then there's rubber seal in here. Don't lose that. You can take off this top cover, but I'm not going to. I don't think it needs to. Surprisingly enough, this sediment bowl looks really clean. There's just a tiny bit of scaling in it, so I'll throw that in the cleaner just to be on the safe side. All right, I'll take the main jet out, get a nice fitting screwdriver in there. Oh, that's in there tight. I'll be careful here so I don't strip it out. All right, sorry about that. I had to do that off camera, or else you guys would have watched me struggle for 10 minutes. Got the emulsion tube out. Just by looking at it, it is 100% clogged up. Pretty bad. So that was never going to run. And the main jet is also clogged. Okay. Let's see. Next, I'm going to take off this idle speed adjustment screw, and I can take out the pilot jet. Whoop. Little cap. Okay. I do not put these in the ultrasonic cleaner. I kind of just clean them out the best I can by hand. I did notice something here. Usually there's a brass jet in the center of this, and this one does not have that at all. Whew. Maybe it's designed like that? I have no idea. I've never seen one like that. Anyway, that's as far as I'm going to take it apart, so I'm going to get it set up in my ultrasonic cleaner. Got it preheating. About time to change the fluid in here. It's looking pretty gross. If it wasn't already preheated, I would change it out. But I don't feel like waiting another half hour for this thing to heat up. Okay, got that. I'm gonna put the jets in one of these little baskets here. Emulsion tube, jet, sediment bowl. Actually, that can go on the main part. All right. The float, I think I'll put in there too. Actually, no, I'll clean that by hand. I don't know if the chemicals I use in my cleaner are gonna hurt that or not. So in it goes. Oops. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit, and that'll bring it back when that's done. All right, just pulled it out of the ultrasonic cleaner, got it blow dried really nice. Ready to put it back together. I did clean the float off camera, sprayed it down with some carburetor cleaner. It's very important to do this with clean hands, because you don't want to put dirt and junk right back into this. Okay. Let's see how these cleaned up. The main jet and the emulsion tube are really bad. It's still a little clogged, or there might be a little bit of water in there too. I'm gonna clear that out with one of these torch tip cleaners. If you don't have a set of these, I highly recommend them. You can get them on Amazon for I got 4 of these for $10. That's the way they sold them when I bought them anyway. You find one that fits into your main jet. You don't want to force it if you don't have to, but there we go. Can you guys see that? Just clean it out really good. I'll blow that out in a minute. And let's see if this one cleaned up. I think so. So what you do is you hold this up to light and you'll see light through those holes. See if I can get it on camera. Oh, see that? Hold it just right, you can see right through it. Looks like on camera that one of these are clogged, but it's not. Just a little bit of water in there. So yeah, ready to put it back together. That goes in like that. Double check that. Oh, that's way better. And, you know, sometimes when you clean carburetors like this, it still won't run right after. There's just something stuck inside of it somewhere that you just can't get, and you end up buying a new carburetor, which on an engine like this shouldn't be a big deal. I'm sure they're not that expensive, but some engines I've worked on, it's been like a $300 carburetor, and people don't want to pay for that, obviously. I did take this out, the pilot jet screw. Forgot to film that. Now this was in or out about half a turn, which doesn't seem right, but well, we'll put it back to where it was and see how it runs. And clean this out with a little bit of copper wire. Make sure that was nice and clear. Don't spray that with carburetor cleaner. The O-rings will swell up and it will not seal again. Or it'll swell up and you won't be able to put it back together. Just be mindful of that. I'm going to blow the bowl dry and the sediment bowl. This cleaned up really nice. There's a little bit of staining at the bottom. I tried to get rid of that and it would not come off, so it just is what it is. Alright, make sure that gasket's on there good. Let's see, you want the drain facing that way. Gasket. Screw. Okay, I'm gonna hand tighten that back up instead of using power tools. Just my personal preference. Okay. Choke lever goes back on here. Nice. Sediment bowl. Make sure that gasket's, or the O-ring's still in there. Oops, don't cross-thread it. Something doesn't seem right like with this. There we go. Something doesn't feel right. It probably isn't. Okay, let's put this back on the machine. Or the engine, I guess. It's not just hooked up to this little cart. It's not really powering anything at this moment. I did drain the fuel tank. I got an electric pump I put in through the top. Okay, I'm gonna put this fuel line back on before I get it too far here. I lied. I'm gonna leave that old clamp back on. I noticed I said before I was gonna change it, but see what I mean about vice grips? It kind of damages the line a little bit, but as long as it doesn't leak, it'll be okay. What's going on here? There we go. Don't know about the spring. I think it just popped off the other side. Yep, it sure did. So where the spring runs along that linkage, it just popped off from the other side. So now I gotta figure out how to get that back on real quick. All right, I got that spring thing back on. I put the gasket right here. Now I need this. Sometimes you'll have to turn the choke knob or whatever to get it to line up and slide on here. Get the breather hose on the back. That's on there nice and snug. Good. Cool. All right. Put these on. I'll check those by hand once I'm done. Now the bolt in the back here that goes on. Okay. We're almost there. I did check the oil. It is a bit low, but it is like, looks like brand new almost, from what I can tell. So I think it'll be good. All right, air filter. Then there's a wing nut for that. Oop, that's the wrong one. Were there two? Yeah. So the smaller one goes on top of the air filter. Bigger one goes on the actual plastic case. Okay. You guys probably can't see much of this. I apologize. Okay. All right, I got that tightened up. I'm gonna go grab some fuel, some good fuel. We'll get it filled up and we'll start it. I did want to mention I pulled on the rope a few times and now it grabs the engine, or the clutch engages like it's supposed to. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna leave well enough alone for now, and I'm gonna bring it down and get it running. All right, here we go. Oh, I already see a problem. Looks like got a bit of a leak. That's all right. We'll keep on going here. Is it on? No. That would help. Oh. Something doesn't sound right. Yeah, so something's going on with the throttle. It does absolutely nothing. And we got a leak on the carburetor. I don't know where that's coming from though. Oh, it's just coming from the bolt gasket. Probably dried out and needs a new one. But hey, it runs. I'll take that. I'm gonna play around with it and see if I can figure out what's going on with that throttle. Alright, so I poked around with it a little bit and I found out the governor underneath the fuel tank was stuck. So I reached in behind the tank and kind of just yanked on it with a pair of pliers and it popped free. And now it moves back and forth like it's supposed to. So I'm guessing that happened just from sitting, but I really couldn't tell you why. So I'm gonna try to start it up again and see what we got. Now it should throttle up, hopefully. There we go. Runs good. Well, I'd call that a win. Just gotta deal with the leaky carburetor here. Probably just needs a float bowl gasket. I'm gonna grab a wrench real quick and make sure I got that tight enough. I snugged it up a little bit. I mean, I doubt that's really gonna fix it, so yeah, I'll order a float bowl gasket for it anyway, make me feel better. But that's surprising. That's all it really needed, a quick carb clean and some new gas, and I think we're ready to go here. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys have any comments or suggestions, let me know. And yeah, just let me know. I read all my comments, so if you guys have anything to say about the video, let me know. Thank you guys for watching.